This program was made possible in part by a grant from the Federal Emergency Management Agency's Hazard Mitigation Program, and by viewers like you. Thank you.
Imagine yourself and your loved ones in a state of emergency. What would you do? How would you stay safe? Hello, I'm Governor Bill Haslam.
And I'm First Lady Chrissy Haslam, and we'd like to address the importance of emergency preparedness for all Tennesseans. Our family is very important to us, and we have a plan of action in case of emergency. Your family is also very important to us, and we want the same for you.
The Tennessee Emergency Management Agency, also known as TEMA, is empowered to protect the public from disasters and emergencies. With their Ready Tennessee initiative, they're providing Tennesseans with guidance to help you know what to do before, during, and after emergencies.
Do you know the difference between a warning and a watch? Do you have a plan if there's an earthquake? What should you do if you or one of your loved ones gets the flu? Ready Tennessee helps inform all of us about how to make a family preparedness plan. It also raises awareness about severe weather warnings, road conditions, and even information about shelters and recovery operations when disaster strikes.
Join us for the next half hour as we'll learn more about how to be prepared for these situations as told through stories and tips produced by our partners at the PBS stations across our state. We begin with learning how to respond to the emergency broadcast system scrolls that appear on our television screens, alerting us to potential warnings such as tornadoes or even earthquakes in your area.
Many people are probably familiar with what is historically the emergency broadcast system that originated with the nation's civil defense program and was used in times of alerting people as to when a nuclear weapon could be falling on us at any time. And that was prevalent, in use throughout the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and even up to today. There is still the capability for alerting authorities to come in and broadcast a warning, alert, or information to the public about a potential threat. And what we are able to do now, though, we don't have to take over the entire TV screen. We can run a scroll across your TV. And a lot of times what many people may be familiar with is seeing the scroll come on with a tone before and then a black scroll, and then there will be some type of information that appears, a watch or a warning or some type of emergency message has been issued for someone, say, in your particular county. That you need to either take cover or you need to be watching for more information on a developing weather system, tornado, severe weather event, or something of that nature. Authorities like emergency management agencies, public safety agencies, National Weather Service, we don't issue those warnings and watches lightly. It means that something is coming your way, and you need to take cover or watch for more information on what you need to do to protect yourself. And, if it's the case of a watch that, say, the National Weather Service issues, that should be an alert to you that I need to be watching for more information on this weather system emergency event that could be coming my way. And then especially if you hear a warning has been issued for a tornado, a thunderstorm, or any other type of event, that means you need to do something to protect yourself right then because it could be upon you in any minute. So in the case of like tornado warnings, you need to be going to your safe place in your home. Covering your head up, getting to the lowest point in your house, like a basement, or finding a small interior room, or you just need to take cover and protect yourselves and your family in case a warning is issued. But we can't emphasize enough the importance of when watches and warnings appear on your TV or you hear them on your radio, that you stop and pay attention. And a lot of the ways that we get your attention is by an alert tone that will appear first. If it's a severe emergency, you may see a complete blank TV screen, and then you'll hear somebody reading information, about what is coming. Or it could be a black scroll with letters across the top or bottom of your TV that alert you to information that you need to pay attention to and that you may need to take some type of emergency protective action for yourself and your family in that case. When you hear an emergency alert tone, either on your radio or on your television, and especially if you start seeing a crawl on your television with information, you need to pay attention to it. Because that's information that emergency managers or public safety officials or any other type of official is trying to get to you to tell you that you need to protect yourself because something bad could be coming your way.
My name is Dale Lane. I'm the Director of the Emergency Management Agency for Shelby County, Tennessee. A major earthquake represents what would be potentially the largest natural disaster to ever occur in Tennessee. Some estimates suggest that a major earthquake in the New Madrid zone of Missouri would be a nationwide catastrophic event, largely due to the interruption in transportation, communications, fuel supply, and the economic consequences that would be experienced as a result of the damage to our infrastructure. Let's talk about some things that we can do before an earthquake occurs to better prepare. Develop a disaster plan. Secure cabinets, bookcases, and mirrors to wall studs. Avoid installing bookcases next to beds since heavily loaded structures could fall, causing significant injury or death. Do not hang pictures over the bed. Strap any gas or electric water heater to wall studs. A broken gas line can cause a fire, while a knocked over or ruptured tank could cause damage or even scalding. Store hazardous or flammable materials safely. If a container of flammable liquid spills during an earthquake, any source of flame may ignite the fluid and start a fire. Be prepared for 3 days of self-sufficiency. This is also good preparation for inclement weather and other disasters. Have on hand a flashlight, portable radio, first aid kits, fire extinguisher, and water for 3 days. Bolt your house to the foundation if possible. Houses in the southeast are built to stand upright and may not withstand shaking. Loss of contact with the foundation is a major source of damage in any large earthquakes. Keep important documents, insurance policies up to date and safe. Determine if earthquake insurance is right for you. Consider having chimneys, roofs, and walls checked for stability. Bricks from chimneys and wall facings, if not secured, can fall and cause significant damage or injury. During an earthquake, drop to the ground fast, otherwise the earthquake shaking may knock you down uncontrollably. Cover yourself below a strong table or desk. Falling objects and collapsing structures cause many of the injuries and deaths during an earthquake. Additionally, cover your head and face to protect them from broken glass and falling objects. Hold onto a table or a desk and be prepared to move with it, holding your position until the shaking stops. Do not run outside during shaking or use stairways or elevators. The entranceways to buildings and homes are particularly dangerous because of falling bricks and debris. After an earthquake, when tremors stop, vacate the premises immediately until it's safe to return. Look for and eliminate fire hazards that could cause further damage. Follow your disaster plan to locate and communicate with family and loved ones. Check your building for cracks and structural damage. Take photos to record the damage before you clean up or make repairs. Move valuables to a safe weatherproof location. Review your insurance coverage and report claims promptly. Collect inventory records and appraisals and photographic records. Use licensed professionals to conduct inspections and repair your home. Look for better ways to prepare your home for earthquakes as you repair and rebuild.
The great thing to remember about tornadoes in Tennessee is that the vast majority are survivable. When they hit, they'll leave at least part of the building standing. If you know what part of the building that you're in is most likely to remain standing, you can put yourself there and greatly increase your chances of survival. So here's what you do. In a second or third story, you want to come down to the first floor. You always want to go to the lowest level. Obviously, if you have a basement or a storm shelter, you want to take advantage of those. But if you don't, and a lot of homes in Tennessee don't, come down to the first floor where the winds generally are going to be the weakest, and then find a small interior area. You want to stay away from a great big open area like we're in right now. A lot of homes in Tennessee now have these open floor plans, which are great living spaces, but they're not good in tornadoes because in general they'll have a lot of windows, and in these great big open spaces, once those windows break, even weak tornadoes can break windows, you'll get debris flying into this large area, and the winds can try to blow the roof off, and also you'll fill the area with debris. So go to an interior part of your house, a bathroom or a closet. Those are great places. Like this bathroom, it's a smaller room, shorter walls stand up a little bit better in the high winds of a tornado. You've got the bathtub in there. You can get down in the bathtub, cover your head, cover yourself with pillows or blankets, even a mattress if you can. However, this particular bathroom isn't the best because it's on an exterior wall with a window, and that window can break. So I'm going to turn into a more interior part of the house, like this small closet. It's got those short walls that stand up better in a tornado. I can get down, I can cover my head, cover myself with clothes or pillows. I'm away from windows here, and the general rule is you want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you don't have a bathroom, if you don't have a closet, go to an interior hallway away from windows, get down toward the middle of the hallway, and cover your head. Now let's talk about crawl spaces. Here's the concern with a crawl space. Many people in Tennessee don't have basements, but they do have a crawl space, and they figure because it's below the house, it could be a safe place to be, but unfortunately, in most cases, it's not, because most foundations in Tennessee are built out of concrete block held together by a thin layer of mortar. And when a tornado hits and you get a tremendous amount of wind force on the building, it wants to make the building move, and in many cases, the point of failure, the weak spot, is that thin layer of mortar. The rows of block will separate, and the whole house will begin to move. It happens so much in Tennessee, we call it a slider. If you are underneath the house and the whole house starts to move, you can be crushed. If you find yourself in your car during a tornado, that can be a very bad place to be. Much like a mobile home, you don't want to be in your car. You don't want to be in a mobile home either. But if you are in your car, pull off to the side of the road, seek shelter in a sturdy building of some sort. If you don't have a sturdy building near, pull off to the side of the road, get away from the car, and find any kind of low spot, a ditch or a ravine. Get down and cover your head. That way you'll be underneath the debris that's flying around. If you can't do either one of those, you're going to be in extreme danger, but you can stay in your car. Here's what you need to do if you have to do that. Make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened. Pull off to the side of the road. Put the parking brake on, put the car in park, put your foot on the brake. That will provide the maximum resistance when the wind tries to move your car. Also, do not turn your car off. If you do that, the airbags may not activate. So keep the car on, get down, cover your head in case debris enters broken windows. So those are just a few of the safety tips to help protect you during a Tennessee tornado. Remember, always have your safety plan in place for your family before the storms hit, and find more safety tips at the ReadyTN app.
Residential fires, influenza outbreaks, and severe weather are other types of events that Tennessee families can be a step ahead by having a plan. We know you can't predict a fire, but you can better protect your family by having an escape plan in case it does happen in your home.
You can also take precautions like getting a flu vaccine or weatherproofing your home for winter storms and droughts. Here are some tips to help make sure you and your family are prepared for these situations.
Every year, more than 1 million fires are reported in the United States. Of these, one house fire is reported every 85 seconds. Year after year, Tennessee ranks near the top in number of fire deaths at a rate twice the national average. You can reduce the chance of a fire fatality and protect yourself and your family by installing and maintaining smoke alarms, developing a home escape plan, and knowing what to do in case of a fire. Almost 2/3 of residential fire deaths occur in homes with non-working smoke alarms or no smoke alarm at all. Simply put, smoke alarms save lives. When a fire breaks out, smoke travels fast and smoke detectors give you an early warning to get out. Place smoke alarms outside each sleeping area and on every level of your home. Install smoke alarms high on the wall, 4 to 12 inches from the ceiling, at the top of open stairways or at the bottom of enclosed stairs and near but not in the kitchen. Once installed, working smoke detectors decrease the chance of dying in a fire by half. To keep the alarms working, test and clean them once a month and replace the batteries each year when the clock springs forward or falls back. Replace your home smoke detectors every 10 years. All family members, especially children, need to be able to identify the sound of the smoke alarm and know that when the alarm sounds, they need to get outside and stay outside. An escape plan lets everyone in the family know how to get out of the house when a fire happens. To create an escape plan, draw a map of your home showing all windows and doors. Visit each room and identify 2 ways to exit. Make sure windows and doors are not nailed shut, and security bars have a fire safety feature that allows them to be opened from the inside. Consider escape ladders if your residence has more than 1 level. Teach each family member the escape plan and explain to stay low on the floor when escaping a fire. Pick a meeting place outside your home where everyone can meet. Practice your family's fire escape drill so everyone is prepared. The purpose is to get out quickly and safely. In the event of a fire where you find yourself in a closed room, check exit doors for heat before you open them. Use the back of your hand to feel the top of the doorknob, and the cracks between the door and the door frame. Never use your palm or fingers to test for heat. Burning those areas could impair your ability to escape a fire. If the door is hot, don't open it. Escape through a window or hang a white or light colored sheet outside the window that will help alert firefighters to your presence. If the door is cool, open it slowly. Be sure that the fire and smoke don't block your escape route. If your route is blocked, identify an alternate escape route. If the path is clear, leave the building immediately and close the door behind you. Be prepared to crawl under any smoke. Once you're outside, stay outside and call 911. Once everyone has evacuated the home, identify injuries. Cool and cover burns to reduce the chance of further injury or infection. Once officials have said it's safe to re-enter the home, be cautious. If you detect heat or smoke when re-entering a damaged building, evacuate immediately. Strong boxes and safes can hold intense heat for several hours. Allow them to cool completely before opening. If the box is open before it's cool, the content could burst into flames. If you must leave your home because a building inspector says it's unsafe, secure the property and ask someone you trust to watch it in your absence. Preventing fires is everyone's responsibility, and understanding how to escape a fire is everyone's job.
The influenza virus is different than a bacteria. The virus can spread typically from October through March. There can be an A strain, a B strain, and then each of those strains have additional subtypes. And based on the year, the vaccine is made from the most prevalent virus subtypes that are circulating from the year previous. So making the vaccine is using the best information and technology they have at the time. Sometimes they're straight on with a good match with vaccinations, and sometimes they're not. But any vaccination for the flu, for influenza, provides some level of protection for the public. We are constantly vigilant across the state of trying to monitor what's going on as far as the number of people that are sick with influenza, and just kind of looking at what can be done, including vaccination and other treatment regimens and basic common sense prevention steps like don't go to work when you're sick, wash your hands, cover your coughs, cover your sneezes. In a pandemic influenza response, people would be told to stay home. So don't go out and congregate, maybe not go to church, maybe not go to the mall, those kind of things. Because the more you stay within your enclosed environment, the less risk there is to you to being infected from a sick individual. As far as family members at risk or a greater risk for influenza and other types of diseases, anyone that has an ongoing condition that suppresses their immune system, like a cancer patient or someone that is seriously ill, those kind of individuals could be more at risk. The very young and the very old are the ones that you think about. In any emergency, a family needs to be able to take care of themselves for at least 3 days or 72 hours. Because at times it could take first responders and other folks that period of time to get to you. So having some sense of personal preparedness is really key. There's some kind of basic things that you can do to prepare your family that'll help you more than just for influenza. It could help you for any type of large disaster. There's a lot of different resources on the internet, including ready.gov, through FEMA, through the Federal Emergency Management Agency, that can give individuals a listing of the things that they should have at home. And every family should kind of evaluate what they need, having some water and extra food, maybe some canned foods, having things to start a fire if you had to, a weather radio, flashlights, some type of face shield or face mask. As far as if you're needing additional information on what you can do for your family, more information on influenza, you can go to the CDC's website, just cdc.gov, and you can look for more flu information. And there's also another website, just flu.gov, and that'll give you everything you would ever need on flu. So treatments, vaccinations, places where you can go for more information. It's kind of a one-stop repository of information. But the big things are making sure that your family has an emergency plan. You know how to reach each other. And in an influenza pandemic, things may not be as normal. So businesses may not be open, some stores may not be open, things like that. So you have to do things to prepare your family, such as just being able to maintain your normal daily living.
Here in Tennessee, weather can vary substantially across the state depending on the season. As you know, during the summer months, it can get pretty hot, and Tennessee communities have faced water shortages in the past. But you can prepare for drought by doing some simple things around the house to conserve water. Wash full loads of dishes and laundry. Take short showers instead of baths. Don't let the faucet run while brushing your teeth or shaving. Think before you flush. Turn off lights and cut back on air conditioning when you're not home. Despite our best efforts, water shortages may occur, so be ready. And when it's hot, stay hydrated. Experts recommend your Ready kits should include a gallon of water per person per day for each member of the family. If you've lived in Tennessee for a while, you know we're likely to experience extreme cold as well. And while the danger from winter weather varies across the state, most Tennesseans are likely to face some type of severe winter weather at some point in their lives. That could mean snow or sub-freezing temperatures, as well as strong winds or even ice or heavy rainstorms. So be prepared. Here in the home, there are a few things that you can do that will make a big difference later. First, make sure your home is well insulated. This does a couple of different things. Good insulation helps regulate the temperature inside your home. It also saves you money in the long run. Insulation and weather stripping around doors and windowsills keeps the warm air in and the cold air out. If you've ever experienced busted pipes due to freezing, you know it's important to allow faucets to drip a little during cold weather. You don't want a steady flow because that will waste a lot of water, just enough to keep things moving. In the winter, pipes hidden behind cabinet doors may not be getting enough heat. Try opening cabinet doors to make sure heat gets to uninsulated pipes under sinks and to appliances near the exterior walls of your home. If you have a wood-burning fireplace, consider storing wood to keep your family warm in case the winter weather knocks out your heat. You'll want to make sure that you'll be able to stay inside and make it on your own, at least for a period of time. That also means including adequate clothing and blankets in your Ready kit to keep you warm. So start preparing now. Okay, so we've looked at preparing the home, but what if you're away when winter weather strikes? Or maybe you have to leave the home for a short while. You'll need a vehicle you can depend on. Next time you get your car serviced, ask about winterization. Your mechanic should check hoses and belts that may need to be replaced. The battery should be tested and free of corrosion. Check the tire tread, brakes, and antifreeze, and washer fluid. And be sure to keep your gas tank at least half full to avoid ice in the tank and fuel lines. Finally, make sure you're familiar with terms that are used to identify and categorize winter weather. What's the difference between snow and sleet? What's a warning? How is that different from a watch? Inform yourself about how winter weather conditions can affect the roads, your home, and your pets. And if you don't already have one, you might consider purchasing a NOAA weather radio to receive official information from the nearest National Weather Service office, including winter weather watches and warnings. It's also helpful to monitor commercial radio, television, and the internet for information about what to expect when winter weather hits. To review any of the tips we've covered, you can download the Ready Tennessee app for your mobile device.
Hopefully none of these scenarios will happen to you, but we know that these situations do happen, and if they do, the information presented in this program and the ReadyTN smartphone app will help guide you through an emergency.
As more Tennesseans become better prepared, emergency resources can better serve our communities. Thank you for joining us, and please stay informed and stay safe. Tennessee's counting on you.
This program was made possible in part by a grant from the Federal Emergency Management Agency's Hazard Mitigation Program, and by viewers like you. Thank you.